All right, what's up, everybody? This is TaijhTV. Welcome. I'm sitting here with my boy Rob. Rob's on the line. Rob has an Rob has an interesting alien story I want to hear about. So on the title, we're going to talk about James Harden, Kyrie Irving, the disappointing Bill Belichick, and I am super fucking disappointed at him. We're also going to talk about the impeachment if you want. We're going to talk about whatever you want. But I want to know, the main topic I want to know is, does alien life walk amongst us? I really want to know that. I really want to have this discussion. Rob, if you want to start off by telling us your story, bud.
Yeah, first let me make a comment. This goes back to the people hating on you playing their music. Just a quick comment, bro. I can't believe that, because back in the day, I remember brothers standing outside the malls handing out CDs for free. You know what I mean? Just to get the foot in the door, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Just to get their music out there. Whatever they could do, they were doing it. And I just don't see the ideology behind don't play my music, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I'm going to say this. Niggas be hating all the time. You know what?
All the time.
I gotta sit back and I gotta watch blacks hate on me for representing Trump and all this shit. They just love to hate. I love to hate. They love to hate. Fuck it. You know what I mean?
Hey, but I have to correct a little bit. Mine's not so much an alien story, but you decide. You know what I mean? So let me just get started on this. All right?
Okay.
So in order to tell my story, I got to segue. Tell you another story to segue into mine. So I'm working with a dude one day, and he's telling me, "Hey, Rob, man, I used to go hiking all. You know where we're at, right? We're up here in northern Arizona, bro. Up by border town to the Navajo reservation.
Oh yeah.
So he tell me, bro, I go hiking all the time, just checking out things. And he goes, one time we're out in the deep Navajo res, man, and I'm driving. I don't even know where I'm at. And all of a sudden, these black SUVs pull up on me.
Ooh.
And he said, I kid you not, it was like the Men in Black, like a movie, bro. These guys come out, they knock on my window, and they're like, hey, bro, you can't be here. You need to go. You need to take off.
Oh, wow.
And he was like, I was in the middle of nowhere, bro. There was nothing. And these guys just magically show up and tell me to get lost. So he did.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, I kind of take it as you will, bro. I mean, yeah, I hate to be the conspiracy theorist, but let me go into my story now. Mm-hmm. Me and my dad had business out on the res. Basically, I was his chauffeur, and I'm taking him where he needs to go. And we're deep res, and there's a moment where we just had time, and he's like, hey, I know this pretty cool spot. Let's go check it out. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, yeah, sure, let's do it, man. And there's like the older Native Americans, bro. It's kind of funny because they always say, hey, let's take the shortcut. And if you know anything about those legends, bro, there is no shortcuts. I mean, 4 hours later, we're in the middle of nowhere, bro, you know?
Uh-huh.
So my story begins like this. We're in the middle of nowhere. And I'm like, Dad, we're lost, man. He's like, no. And but dude, we ain't seen nothing for miles and miles around. So I kind of take out my phone to check out reception or anything. Am I getting anything? Am I getting internet? Anything? And I looked down at my phone, and when I raised my head up, bro, there was 4 Black Hawks hovering right above us. I mean, in a pattern, like they half circled us, almost like stop where you're at.
Don't Black Hawks aren't they like when they smell death or something like that, they start hovering and all that stuff?
Yeah. But I'm talking the military. So my dad's like, those are Black Hawk helicopters, bro. And I'm like, yeah, man.
Oh, wow.
And
military.
And my dad's ex-military Army, and he gets off on, hey man, those are the real deal, and they're right there, we can see them. And I'm like, hey Dad, they're all black and they're unmarked. Isn't that kind of weird?
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, Dad. Well, I think they're kind of telling us we're in a bad spot. Maybe we shouldn't be here. So I kind of put it in reverse. But before I put it in reverse, I can say, hey man, this is pretty cool. I'm gonna take a pic. So I snapped 4 or 5 shots, bro. And you know how phones are. I got a Droid. It's like I got a smartphone just like everybody else, and I'm not talking like flip style phone here. I see what I'm taking a picture of.
What was it?
I snapped the picture of the helicopters hovering right above us. I take about 4 shots. Perfect. I see the helicopters. I put my phone down, yada, yada, yada. We go home, and I'm telling my boys, hey, remember when you're talking about that SUVs pulling up on you? I'm like, yeah. I said, we're in the middle of nowhere. And I take these shots. I'm like, yeah, matter of fact, here, they're fresh off my phone. I open up my phone, and every single shot I took, there is no helicopters in them.
Oh, wow. That's that invisible, that cloaking mechanism. That's that fucking cloaking.
Yeah, some Wonder Woman crap. You know what I mean? They were gone.
Yeah, dude. I believe that they tracked you the whole fucking drive, bro.
Yeah, and I was trying to do some research because I was watching a show. It's kind of like similar to Ancient Aliens. There's a guy who talked about on the Navajo reservation. He was flying out military. This is all military product stuff. He was flying out and he started having trouble, and he was starting to go down. And he was the area he was trying to say he was at would probably be up in this area. He said he saw the earth open up and there was a base right there.
Woo!
Yeah, like I say, bro, it's not really alien stuff, and say what you want. And
now that's more biblical. See, I was going to veer off into that because a lot of people believe that aliens are demonic beings.
Right.
Yeah, honestly, I think that they look just like us, bro. I really do. I think they just walk around. Like, I kind of threw it out there yesterday, but I think this whole fucking 5G shit, this whole coronavirus shit, I think this all intertwines. I wouldn't be surprised if we're making our planet inhabitable for another species. NASA has came out and they said that yes, UFOs are real. They don't know what it is. They're looking for life at Venus. I got some notes where NASA's talking about Venus and how they have chemtrails in their atmosphere. What looks like to be chemtrails. I mean, this shit is real, dude. And I think a lot of people overlook it because it's the unknown. It's the unknown to the people who don't want to know, if you ask me.
Right.
You know what I mean? What is it? Like NASA classified possible like 10 types of aliens, bro. 10 types.
Oh,
like why would they classify something if it's not real? Like, what fucking fantasy are they running there? You know what I mean?
That's crazy. Yeah,
It makes no sense to me.
Another thing that I thought was interesting that I seen was that the last 4 presidents, I'm talking Trump, Obama, go back 4 presidents in a row. In their campaigns, they had guaranteed the people, I will uncover whatever the government is hiding about UFOs and aliens. Yeah. I promise. All 4, go back 4 presidents back. All of them had promised the people, I will do this. Now that they are presidents, they've been hit back up. Hey, remember when you said this? And they all have retracted their statements and said, no, I didn't say I promised. I said I would look into it. All 4 of them, like they were told, hey, shut up, man.
Yeah, they were probably going to get smoked. That's probably, or eaten alive. That was probably going to happen. No,
something, bro.
This shit is real. And I think we're in a time and day where they've conditioned us with Hollywood, all these horror movies, all these sci-fi movies. We might see an alien that looks like Thanos and we would rejoice. You know what I mean? Like I think they've conditioned us for an alien species to touch down.
I definitely think you're on the right track. I think they have some precursors, the virus, all this. I think there's some precursors that, look out. Yeah. Better be ready.
Yeah. I made a analogy or a similarity about the white people from the UK back in the days when they came over here, and the natives, and how sick the natives got with smallpox because they wasn't used to I guess you could say, the diseases and bacteria that the white people carried on themselves.
Right.
If you put that in the same aspect as an alien coming down here with all that radiation, I mean, that could be getting us sick. I mean, they could just be walking around just fucking getting us sick on changing our DNAs and shit. I mean, I get it. It's out of this world and everything's alleged. We don't know. But I mean, hey, if it happened once, why couldn't it happen again?
Right. Like eliminating the weak or something too,
Darwin's theory, strongest survive. Yeah.
Right. Well, hey, Taj, thanks for your time. I'm going to get off and hopefully hear some other people talk.
For sure. Thank you, bud, for calling in. Thanks, Rob.
Yeah, you bet. Thank you, man.
All right, take it easy, bud.
Hey.
That was my boy Rob on the check-in. Yeah, I really do. I wanted to talk about this alien stuff. I'm fascinated with like sci-fi, and I think it's really fucking popping. So I'm going to take a little break right now and catch you guys back up with some music. Stay tuned, share. Let's get it going. Let's get shit going. All right, let's cut that shit off. Come on back in. Come on back in, everyone. Yeah, that was my alien talk for the night. I guess that doesn't rock you Negroes' boat. You Negroes want to hear the dumb shit. You know what? I really don't have too much dumb shit tonight. You know, that Azalea Banks thing last night really fucking creeped me out. Oh, it was disgusting. Did you guys watch it? Did anyone fucking sit back and watch it? Ever since I reported on it, the source is on it. Double XL, they're on it. Come on now. Get up, keep up with the times. Keep up with the times. I really want to know, how do you feel about James Harden? I'll get into that political mumbo jumbo last. I'll get into the political bullshit last. I want to know, how do you feel about James fucking Harden demanding a trade last night on some real bitch nigga shit right after a game, talking about he's done all he could do for the Houston Rockets and they still have nothing. James Harden is a virus. He's worse than the coronavirus. He chases teammates away. He's a fucking ball hog. His game does not transition into team basketball. But he made his way to the Brooklyn Nets. The Rockets received a shipment of future greatness. They did the right thing. You can't have someone right after a fucking game destroy your locker room in the manner that James Harden did yesterday. It was time to get him out of there. Now, Kevin Durant has to go through. I'm going to put Kevin Durant right now as the best basketball player in the world right now. The guy looks like he hasn't missed a game. But now you put Kevin Durant in an awkward spot. Yes, he's surrounded with talent. Kevin Durant is probably the most luckiest player in the NBA with Harden, Kyrie, DeAndre Jordan, who no one talks about. But Kevin Durant is the best. But now you separate him with all these cuckoo birds. You have out of shape James Harden. James Harden looks like he hasn't worked out in months. James Harden is husky. He's a husky teddy bear right now. Yeah, he's dropping buckets, dropping dimes. He can still ball. It's like riding a bike. But his conditioning is lackluster. And then you have Kyrie fucking Irving. A true disappointment. After Kyrie Irving won that title with LeBron James, if you ask me, I think Kyrie Irving got big-headed. But Kyrie Irving has been a no-show for the Brooklyn Nets in about a week. A fucking no-show. If this was LeBron James, if this was Steph Curry, if this was any influential basketball player, it'd be a fucking problem. But this is how you know Kyrie is no leader. He's been gone for undisclosed reasons. They have him reportedly in pictures at his father's birthday party. He's on a Zoom meeting with the district attorney hopeful, and he's missing games. Stephen A. Smith said today he believes that Kyrie should retire. I do as well. Hang it up. Hang that shit up. Kyrie Irving is making bank. Kyrie Irving is rich as fuck. Uh-oh. Let's see who this is. Yo, what's up? What's up, bro?
What's going on? How's it going?
I'm good. How you doing?
Pretty effing awesome.
So what you wanna touch on, bro? I know you want to touch on a lot of my shit. What do you want to touch on?
Hey, you're the one who's like talking about aliens. It's not really my forte, aliens, but you know.
Well, you want to talk?
I think there's other.
I'm talking about. I'm talking about Kyrie right now. I'm talking about cuckoo for Cocoa Puff, Kyrie Irving right now.
What is going on with my man?
What do you think's wrong with him?
You know, I just thought, you know, for a long time I thought, you know how LeBron is. LeBron could rub somebody the wrong way, and blah blah blah. But then I began to realize we might have a little fragile psychological mindset right there.
You know what? You said it very politically. I'm gonna say he's a bitch right now. He's acting like a little bitch.
He's acting. He's definitely acting. But that's true. He's acting like a bitch. Yeah. But I don't know, something's going on. But you know, he's a deep thinker. He's a smart guy. He's not a dummy. You know.
Yeah. Oh,
he's a smart guy. But I think sometimes when people are really deep thinkers, they overthink shit. Again, I'm not trying to downplay what they do for a living because it's a hard life, it's a hard work, blah blah blah. But I think he may overthink, and even LeBron overthinks sometimes, and that's why LeBron had that issue in the past a lot. He'll dish off and still taking the big shot, you know. Whereas Kyrie, you know, he won't even get on the damn court.
Yeah, it boggles my mind. You're on a team with Kevin Durant. You wanted Kevin Durant. You're on a team with DeAndre Jordan. You wanted DeAndre Jordan. You're on a team who's coached by one of the best point guards of all time. Like Steve Nash can elevate this guy's game to Hall of Fame worthy. Like, I don't even think Kyrie right now is a Hall of Fame player.
No, he was on his way down that route, but he quickly jumped off that train because you got to play.
Yeah,
he's not Gale Sayers.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Hey, let me ask you this: What did Steve Nash say? That I think it was yesterday or the day before. He said what about Kyrie? Somebody asked him, you know, why wasn't he playing? He says, I don't think he wanted to play.
Yeah, it's simple. I think the guy's not fucking mentally there. Which is crazy. Now you get James Harden today in a trade. You sell off your future. Essentially, that's what they did. They pulled the Lakers and sold off their fucking future for a generational talent. I'll give them that. An out of shape generational talent, by the way. Why not just get rid of fucking Kyrie and get John Wall too?
Oh, I think that's next on the list, bro. I think Kyrie's gone.
Yeah.
You know, that's 4 days. It's 4 days. I think that's in the works. I think the Nets were like, hey, let's go ahead and grab, you know, James Harden. The guy is out of shape. He is a ball hog, but motherfucker plays every fucking night.
Yeah.
Hey, let's be honest. I'd rather have a selfish Harden than a guy that doesn't even play.
Exactly. But I'm like Kobe. What Kobe said about James Harden before he passed away. His game doesn't translate in today's basketball game, today's era. You know, back in the 90s, early 2000s, James Harden would be fucking immaculate. But now he holds the ball so much, bro. Like, is that going to be acceptable with KD? To me right now, I called it 5 minutes ago. I said KD's the best basketball player in the world right now.
Yeah, KD's playing his ass off. I've always liked KD. I know you guys bust on my boy KD because he bounced and stuff. But hey, what did LeBron do? What did LeBron do? He went down to Miami, and before that, you know, Kevin Garnett want to talk shit. What they do?
Yeah.
What Kevin Garnett and all those boys do? They put together a Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, and Paul Pierce. Yeah. Nobody talks about that shit. Everybody talks about how LeBron James started that shit. No. The Boston Celtics did that shit. That's a blueprint right there.
You know what? I'll even go before that. I'll say, and it's no fault of their own because they're excellent at drafting greatness. The San Antonio Spurs draft so well that everyone had to copy the big three. They draft so fucking well, dude.
Yeah, but they drafted those guys. You know what I mean? They didn't just come. Well, they had Dennis Rodman show up and shit, but he was a shell of himself. But you know, they went out and got Tony Parker. Everybody's like, why are you getting this fucking French dude? This, you know, I don't forget who it was. Somebody said that's a terrible pick. Blah blah blah. Yeah. And you know, Tim Duncan. You know, we knew he was gonna be really good. We didn't know I didn't know he was gonna be that solid for that long. Yeah. You know, and then who would have thought, like, you know, Greg Popovich, you know, he has that Bill Belichick shit. He talks shit. Well, he talks shit, and people listen, and people don't give him no grief for it. You know what I mean?
That's true. Speaking of Bill Belichick, what do you feel about Bill Belichick not going or not even accepting the Medal of Freedom from President Donald Trump?
Well, ask Richard Seymour. Richard Seymour's a great patriot, and what does he do? He releases that motherfucker. Motherfucker will release you, so you don't think he's gonna fucking release Donald Trump? Come on, bro.
That was a good one.
You know what I mean?
He divorced.
Yeah, he let everybody know. I don't care who you are. If you don't fit in, you will be gone. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think, you know, did you see his speech or his statement that he released?
I got a statement right here where he says, recently I was offered the opportunity to receive the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which I was flattered by. Seems like a boyfriend breaking up with somebody. Out of respect for what the honor represents and admiration for prior recipients. The tragic events of last week. You know what? I don't even want to read the rest because I'm getting tired, Jardine. I know you're a Democrat. And I know you're going to disagree with me on this, but
I'm not a Democrat. My bad. I'm a liberal.
You're a liberal.
I'm not a liberal. I'm independent.
You're
independent.
left. I'm gonna say
I'm independent.
You think left?
I'm independent.
Bro. Okay. I'll get.
My bad.
My bad, bro.
After you get done saying what you're gonna say, let's play that game. You ask me some questions, I'll ask you some questions, and we'll see who's the real conservative, who's the real moderate, who's the real liberal.
Okay, we can do that.
All right.
But when I answer, you can't say, "Oh, you're lying." You can't say that. You cannot say that.
Oh, me thinks you don't protest too much already. All right.
I'm going to say that I do not believe the Capitol, I guess you can call it a riot. I don't believe that was Trump's fault to the point of impeachment. Yeah, it's awkward. He shouldn't have fucking been there doing a fucking rally. Emotions were high. He shouldn't have been demanding or at least thinking Mike Pence was going to change anything in there. Mike Pence is the ultimate politician. Right. But I don't blame that on Trump. I mean, in his speech, he talked about peace. He wanted this event to be peaceful. So I don't like it. I don't like it when you have over the summer all these left-wing politicians making GoFundMe accounts, links to bail people out. People didn't know who they were bailing out, but they were bailing them out in the words of these left-wing politicians. But when Trump does something and shit goes chaotic, it's full steam ahead. Impeachment, get his ass up out of there. That's what I don't like. And then I don't like Bill Belichick, who's best friends with this guy, or so we thought, all of a sudden switching up on him. I like loyalty. You know what I'm saying? Be loyal. All of a sudden, now you care. You didn't care when he said grab him by the pussy. You didn't care about none of that. But all of a sudden, now you care. This is too much. That's what I don't like.
Look, I understand, you like loyalty and all that shit. But look, at one point, you have to look and say, hey, you got loyalty, then you got fanaticism. You like loyalty, with Charles Manson. You like loyalty with, the Adolf Hitler, Mussolini. No, Brian. Look. Even though you're saying Trump was mentioning peace in his statement, let me tell you something. Who was that? Chris Rock said that. He goes, "I ain't never hit a woman, but I understand." You know what I'm saying? I forgot who said that. I'll shake this. Hey, I ain't never put my hands on, but I understand.
Yeah, it was Chris Rock. It was Chris Rock.
Okay, what I'm saying is that's kind of what Donald Trump was doing. Hey, let's do peace. Let's be peaceful. But I understand. That's basically what he was saying, bro. Come on. Now I'm gonna blow your mind though.
Go ahead,
Riley.
Go ahead.
I don't think it's impeachable either. And honestly, I'm a big believer in you or your own actions. If those people that were there doing what they were doing, that's on them, each individual. Yeah. That's why you don't hear me. That's why, and listen to me. That's why you don't see me shedding a tear for a girl who got her ass popped. Mm-hmm. I just don't. I mean, I don't want anybody to die, of course, but that's her own actions. That's all I'm saying. But no, I don't think Trump deserves to be impeached for this.
I can easily say that those people who partaked in that event, they're not shedding a tear either, because in their mind, she died for a cause.
Well, that's what they're saying, but they also believe that, they believe every fucking conspiracy story that Trump threw out there. I mean, they're so gullible, it's ridiculous. And look, let's be honest. Follow those people. Look at all of, go to any social media thing and look at any of those people that are talking about Red Kingdom and Trump is coming and they got Pelosi locked up somewhere and this, that, and the other. Who are those fucking people? Are those the most educated motherfuckers that you know? Come on now. Listen, if you want to keep it real, hey, how real can you keep? Hey, if you really, I'll tell you what, I'm going to say something right now. Now, how real can we keep it on this show?
Go ahead. Keep it real. Keep it real, bro. Keep it real. Go ahead.
Listen to me. Now, I was a Democrat for a long time. I'm an independent right now. Okay. Mm-hmm. So let me tell you something. I would have voted for John Kasich, but anyways, I'll get back to that. So when all this stuff was going on, and they were like, "Oh my God, it's an insurrection, it's a riot," but let me tell you something. Keep it honestly. All that other movements that was going on after the Missouri, thing happened, and George Floyd and all that. There was a lot more destruction going on. Now, granted, it wasn't the capital.
True.
It was neighborhoods. It was urban neighborhoods. And who gives a fuck, right? It's their own shit. Look at those.
Yeah.
But now you got all these white folks going to the Capitol. Oh my God, how can you? That's the Capitol. Oh my fucking God. Hey, was Mitch McConnell? It was Pelosi. Were they crying in the streets when Missouri was burned to the fucking ground in Minneapolis? No, they weren't.
No, they none of them really gave a fuck.
Now, listen to me now. Now, listen. What I'm saying is, though, The majority of those people in Missouri and that were rioting, and let's be honest, the people that went up to say, hey, this is not right, let's go out there and protest peacefully, and then you have some knuckleheads who didn't give a fuck about the injustices. They were just out there to get fuck shit up because they ain't got a job tomorrow. They're out there fucking shit up. Okay? Same thing these people here. Half of them, let's be honest, a lot of these people that go to these Trump rallies and showed up to the Capitol, all this shit, let's be honest, this was a reason, they've had a reason for the last year and a half to go in their closet. They got all their camouflage, all their hunting gear, all their toys, their night vision, all their little weapons, and put their pistol belts on. They're just dying to put that shit on and the armor and look cool. And that's what they were doing. They had a reason to have, hey, I finally get to have a reason to display this shit. Nobody can tell me shit. That's what happened. Yeah,
well, they would. Yeah, no doubt. They were looking for a reason. And every time I say this to a lot of left wing, I guess you could say, people out there, they get mad at me when I say, but what about the year of destruction, on and off destruction in all these other neighborhoods? Well, that was for a cause. Yeah. Well, in these people's minds, they're doing it for a cause too. To me, fucking domestic terrorism, that's what both sides really are. And they're the extremists of the fucking world. They're just looking for a cause to destroy. You know what I mean? Like, as you know, I'm also an independent, but I'm a Trump supporter. That's my guy. We've already been down this road. But I'm going to sit back and I got to chew his ass out in certain days. And I'm going to acknowledge what's happened in the last year and a half with all these riots across the country. Like, there's no way that we can't acknowledge that with this event. Like, all this shit goes together. This is a built up hatred. And then now you censoring people. You're censoring the one guy that they love. You're censoring the one guy that they love. You're asking for them to act out again. And I got a feeling that they want them to act out again.
Yeah, I'm not too thrilled with this whole them taking them off the Facebook and all, or whatever the hell. I'm not too thrilled with that either, because my wife, at the time, she was like, "Oh, they should," because I said, "Oh, then what's the next step? Who's to say then that the next guy that we like gets censored, that we have any say so in that?" Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, if they're going to censor somebody that you don't like and you approve it, are you going to approve it when they censor somebody that you do like? And with let's just say out of the blue, Joe Biden loses his fucking mind, or Kamala Harris, and then they start censoring her. Are you going to be okay with that? Fuck no. Liberals will be in the fucking streets whining and crying that, that is our right to, you don't put a mask on us. You don't blindfold us. You don't muffle us. But that's what they're doing with Trump. And honestly, I'd rather hear what the man is saying just to know where he's at and what he's doing.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I've been saying. Why would we not want to know where this guy's head's at? If he's so crazy, I want to know what the fuck he's doing, right? Like, why would you not want to know what a fucking maniac's doing if he's that crazy?
Absolutely. Like, I don't know. I have no idea where this motherfucker at, and like I said, I don't know. Honestly, I think Trump lost his fucking mind. Look, I know you're a Trump supporter. Mm-hmm. My man Trump, he's not my man, but that dude, I think he's clinically could be diagnosed as a narcissist. Mm-hmm. And I think because he truly believes that nonsense that he says. He truly fucking believes that he is fucking the shit, and he's not. And look, we could debate. You said top 5 all time. That's crazy. Come on, stop.
Easily top 5. Easily top 5. Come on, bro.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, Riley. He's gonna go down in history as one huge fucking disgrace. And I'm gonna tell you why. Mm-hmm. We all know that old saying: "The victors write history."
Exactly.
Win to win, and he lost. He lost this. And I'm going to tell you something. This guy had everything in his palm. He came in here like a fucking storm, swept up the nation. All the people that could never really say anything out loud because they'd be considered racist or they're considered this. Mm-hmm. They finally had a voice where they can come out without being ashamed and say what they wanted to say. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people didn't like it, blah, blah, blah. But so he had everything going for him. And he totally, in 4 years, fucked it up. That man should have easily been a 2-term president. But he fucked. And you know what? Honestly, let's be honest. It was the people around him. He picked the wrong fucking team.
Well, he
picked the Kyrie Irving.
Like I said, he picked a lot of yes men and not a lot of structure. And yes, power plays a part in this. I can't act like power didn't get to his head. It did, no doubt about it. But I'm not going to sit here and act like he didn't achieve greatness. Like, peace in the Middle East, that alone makes him fucking top 5, bro. That alone.
Dude, that's not even real fucking peace, bro. That's not. Come on.
I'm gonna say that
on.
We haven't went to war under him.
We've still been at war. We've still been at war under him.
He's been pulling them out. Granted, he's have to replace him in certain areas.
Hey, when did he start pulling them out? About what?
But the
6
guy's
months
been
ago,
trying.
right?
He's been trying. He's been trying. He's been trying, bro. Come on now.
Even your listeners are going to be like, "Damn, Taj is kind of like he was trying." Like you don't even believe it. You don't even believe it.
With the pulling out the soldiers, I do believe he was trying. I mean, when you're in so many goddamn conflicts, it's kind of hard to just pull everyone out. That's damn near impossible. It's damn near impossible. I don't think he understood that going in, but I think he got the gravity of it within the first couple of years. I'll say this: he would have been even greater if they would have let the man do his job. If he wasn't getting hounded and investigated in turmoil for the last 4 years, off a campaign rumor, off a Hillary's rumor.
But listen to this. But Hunter Biden has a laptop that they have, but they can't find it now. Nancy Pelosi, they have her laptop, can't find it now. Come on, bro.
Oh, bro, the laptops are real. Nancy Pelosi on 60 Minutes on Sunday admitted that her laptop and her desktop were missing. That's real.
No.
What's on there? What's on there? I have no idea.
The laptop that was taken was in a conference room, and it's used for presentations. That's it.
I have no idea, bro.
You don't listen to me. Listen to me. You don't think for a second when they ushered everybody out of that fucking rotunda, they went back to their offices, the shelter in place. Mm-hmm. And they said, "Hey, we got to go even further." You don't think that she didn't grab her fucking? Think about this, Riley. You're in your office, and that's coming to an end. Get your shit. You don't think you're going to grab what's important to you? Come on.
Well,
hey, where's Hunter Biden's laptop? Where's that at?
Well, that laptop is also real. The FBI said that they have been investigating. Granted, we don't know what's on there. I'm not saying what's on there. I will say I've seen a picture of him smoking crack. That seems like no one gives a fuck because everyone's a crackhead.
So
now.
What was Joe Biden lighting his pipe? No, who gives a fuck?
Joe Biden was probably in a corner with his cock out jerking off. You know.
Who cares?
No, both guys to me, Joe Biden and Donald Trump, they want the power just to say I won. These guys have been going back and forth for the last fucking 4 years on some petty shit. So I think this is why Trump's taking it personal, like super fucking personal. Another reason I think he's taking it super personal is because they haven't treated him with any ounce of decency. And I do believe the office of presidency got to his head. I really do. And he felt like you guys should respect me more. Matter of fact, when he went off the hinges on that reporter and said that when he kept saying, "I'm the president, and he had already lost the election. But you can tell in his psyche, he felt like I have been getting treated like shit. I'm the fucking president here. You know what I mean? And plus, you go after Obama, who's a smooth talking pimp. You go after Obama. That guy was amazing with his words. That guy had the package. He just didn't have the action. You know what I mean?
Look, Obama's last 4 years, he was okay. The first 4 years, he was like, he can't get shit done. He's trying to be political and do the right thing. The last 3 years, 2 years, he was like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, the last 2 years was his best. No doubt about it.
Good.
No doubt about it. The last two was his best. And Trump did get a economy coming back. I'm not one of those guys to say he just rose it all the way up by himself. No, he had help. You're only as good as the person before you. He had help. The economy was coming back. Yeah, it sucks still. And he did tweak it enough for us to be where we're at, I guess you could say. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and act like Obama did more than Trump in 8 years than Trump did in 4. Trump has accomplished a lot, dude. It's just his backers. He has a lot of racist fucking people. But I can say that
good point.
I can say that black people are just equally as racist that support the left.
What you think Asians ain't fucking racist?
I can say exactly.
You don't think fucking Mexicans don't talk about the black folks? Huh? Come on now.
Exactly. That's my point. I think white people for the last 16 years has had to kind of shelter in their hate because they're like public enemy number one right now. Anything a white person does wrong, they're going to fucking prison for, you know. But I'm not gonna act like, you know, each side doesn't have their fucking races. You know, when I see Black Lives Matter going in old white people's faces while they're eating, you're like, come on, what the fuck is this old guy gonna do? You know, whose freedom is this old fucking guy stepping on now? Like this shit should have been done in the 60s if that's the case. You know.
Well, I think and I've had a hard time figuring this out over the years, and I think, you know what? I don't even know it's about. Don't get me wrong. Look, there's always racism going to be around, and that's just part of it. And you know, it comes and goes in different groups, and it's bad. Let's be honest. I think a big thing of it is you know, there's of course there is systematic racism to a certain extent. There is certain racism and people here and there, whatever. But I also think a lot of it comes from your actions, not necessarily your skin color or your ethnic background. A lot of times I think it's your actions. Now, a lot of times your actions are innocent, but it's not understood by somebody. Therefore, you have somebody that saggy pants, bumping the fucking stereo, roll out in their car. And you know what? They're on their way to a fucking job, and they have a good job in their respect. They got a wife at home, and they're raising a good kid on their own, or whatever. But that guy in the car next to them doesn't think that. They instantly put that guy in a box.
Yeah.
Oh, he must be this, and it goes both ways.
It does.
You see a guy. You go to the suburbs. You see the guy with the pretty wife and the two little kids and the picket fence, and then you know the guy goes to sell magazines at the door, and then the white folks are really extra nice. And you know what they're thinking? Thanks. You know, but you don't know that. You know what I'm saying? But people don't want to say that. People don't want to say it because they can't say it. That's why now, hey, think about this. Now when you hear black activists talk, African-American activists talk, now they're real careful to throw that shit in there. Not just, you know, black people. They use the phrase people of color, my brown brothers, my yellow brothers.
Yep.
They weren't saying that shit 20 years ago.
Oh, no.
They're throwing that shit in there. Because you know what they're doing? They're like, hey, we're stronger in numbers. Let me get the brown motherfucker with hey, we all know the Mexicans in the Southwest states, they are coming, and they are getting they're owning businesses. They become politicians. They're getting into mainstream, and you're gonna have to have that. You're gonna have to have those Mexicans on your side. I'm telling you.
A couple weeks back, that's what Biden told the Black Caucus, is it not? He said you need to start connecting with the Latino community because they're the emerging culture, I guess you could say. He said they were emerging. So I mean, I agree. And for some fucking reason, the Democrats do it better. For some fucking reason, I attribute this because these conservatives, their views are so fucking old and crusty. The world is changing. Your views have to change with it. They're stuck on the Abe Lincoln party. Well, that motherfucker's been dead for hundreds of years now.
Yeah.
You know.
So you were talking. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, bud.
So look, you were talking a little while ago about Trump's done a lot, this, that, and the other, blah, blah. But his baggage he brings, or his people with them, and this, that, and the other. But I'm gonna tell you. Think about this for a second. Look, tell me this is not a good movie. Tell me that's not a good movie script.
Go ahead.
What if Donald Trump was a fucking plant the whole fucking time?
What type?
What if he was an undercover?
What type?
What if he was an undercover? Huh?
What type of plant? Don't say Russian plant.
No, this is a good movie. This ain't no bullshit movie. This guy was a liberal plant the whole fucking time. Look, do you and your followers, your subscribers, your listeners?
He's done some liberal. Yeah. He's done a lot of liberal shit, which conservatives won't admit to.
Hey,
yeah.
If you can go onto a website. I forgot what it is, but you can go online and look at it and find it. He has passed more liberal agenda items than Obama did in 8 years, and Bill Clinton did 8 years previous as well. He has passed more.
What do you attribute that to, though?
He's a liberal. I think he's a liberal deep down.
I attribute that to him trying too hard. He was trying to get everyone to like him.
I think he's a hybrid. I think he's a fucking hybrid. I think I do think, first of all, let's go back to what you said. I think he lost his fucking mind, and he just fucking got real defensive because he is a narcissist. He's always going to put up his shield, and if he has to knock down people that he cares about, he'll do it. He don't give a fuck.
Exactly.
But I think it's a known fact. He said it in interviews 20 years ago, 25, not even 20 years ago, he was a fucking registered Democrat.
Yeah.
And he was a supporter of the Clintons, this, that, and the other. And he said in the interview, and I saw, you could probably look it up online somewhere, and he said, well, I think they took it down. I'm not for sure. But he said, if I ever run for office, I would never run as a Democrat. I would run as a Republican because those are the most naive people. All you got to do is pump them up and they will follow you. And that's exactly what the fuck happened.
Well, that's because they want change, and their I guess you could say organic party members, McConnell, those type of people, they're not giving them that change. You know, like we're sitting here yearning for relief. The Americans are yearning for some type of relief. 29 weeks later, you get $600. You know, that you have to kind of put that on McConnell too. I mean, yeah, Pelosi, she runs the purse of America, but McConnell stopped a lot of good shit from passing. Shit, he wasn't even agreeing with Trump when Trump was saying $1,200, $1,500. You know,
yeah, I know that.
That's because
that's my point, though. But that's my point. Why do you think that O'Connell's a politician? Right when they were certifying the election and everything here, you know, at the Capitol and shit, O'Connell, they interviewed him later on. He said, "Look, you know, I think Trump's done a lot of good things, immigration, you know, economy, this, that, that." But at the end of the day, O'Connell did just enough at the last minute to turn his back on Trump. And he did that. Because let's be honest, all of those guys around him, all these career politicians, not one of them liked Trump.
No. Oh, they hated him. They hated him.
Yeah, they hate him.
And that's because he's the one guy who ran once and got to the ultimate place. You know? And he was rich, and he's probably fucking all kind of chicks that they want to fuck. You know, it's a multitude of things.
Hey, because you're right. He gets to do all that shit and get away. You think if McConnell had any of that shit happen to him while he was a politician, you know, sleeping with this person, cheating on his wife, sleeping with the porn chick, and talking about this, that, and the other, and just being that motherfucker would have been out of office fucking 35 years ago.
Oh yeah,
he knows that.
Yeah.
So Donald Trump is like he's like Dane Cook. He just shows up and becomes famous, and every comedian hates Dane Cook.
That's true. I fucking don't like Dane Cook either.
I love Dane Cook, but I'm just saying he shows up and he's famous, and he's like, you know why? And you know why Dane Cook is he's a pretty funny guy. He steals some jokes here and there, but he's a good looking guy, and he's that guy at the office that he's fun to hang out with and bullshit. I wouldn't go in a business deal with the guy, but he's a fun guy, loose guy, and he's fun to talk to, and that's why Dane Cook is fucking famous, and people fucking hate it. Comedians have been slaving for fucking 15 years on the circuit, and Dane Cook shows up and he's got fucking multi-million-dollar specials.
Yeah.
You don't think they're fucking pissed? Now, let me tell you something. The minute Dane Cook calls one of those motherfuckers, hey, I'm coming through your part of the country. You want to open up for me? Yes, I'm massa. I'm daring goddamn to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I will.
You're damn right. And that's what happened to Trump.
Yeah.
Look, everybody thought when Trump was first coming out, when he was doing the debates with all the other candidates for the Republican Party, man, we were laughing, having a good time. I was like, man, I love this guy. This guy's fucking hilarious. And you know why I loved him? Because I thought he'll never be fucking president, so I ain't really worried about it. Well, guess the fuck what? This motherfucker he put a Walter Payton on their asses and ran over everybody. And everybody was like, oh fuck, I hate this motherfucker, but I have to be in line with what he wants. I have to be. And you know, and it goes both ways.
Yeah.
It goes both ways.
It does. But if you ask me, they fucked him. Like I made that show, America Failed Trump. I really believe that. I think a lot of those influential politicians that he put on the side of him had a chance to craft him, to mold him into something respectable, something that they could deem respectable. And once he showed them any type of radicalness, you know, they left. There was a disagreement. He forced them out. Whatever the case may be.
Yeah, but he wouldn't let them. He fired everybody that fucking didn't agree with him. Why do you think Giuliani's still around? That motherfucker is still fucking talking about fucking no pun intended, UFO and aliens and illegal ballots and spaceships.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
Aliens are real, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel what you're saying.
The people that were crazy, like Giuliani, they're ride or die. He is ride or die with Trump, no doubt about it. It's not fake. He loves damn Trump.
Well, yeah, him, Lynn Wood, Sidney Powell, yeah, they love Trump. They love Trump,
and they're still there.
Now I'm gonna throw a what if at you. I know you kind of hit it on this earlier with these far right conspiracy theorists, but what if high acts of treason did happen? What if somehow Trump is still our president 3 months down the road? What would you say? Like, what would your reaction be?
Well, they would have to, but why? You have to give me a reason why. You're not going to say on this fucking show.
High treason. Let's say high treason. Let's say McConnell, Pelosi, they were that desperate to get him out of there. They concocted this whole scheme of switching votes and all this other shit. Let's say it came out in his favor.
Okay.
He's still president. How would you feel as an independent, leaning left voter?
Well, honestly, Pelosi and Mitch McConnell, I would be like, well, hey, I'll put it this way. Do you think OJ murdered his wife?
No doubt.
Okay. And I do too, but the fucking LAPD, like a bunch of morons and what they're known for, they said, hey, this is a slam dunk case. But you know what? Because he's a black guy banging this beautiful white chick and he killed her, let's make it airtight. Let's fuck with the evidence and make sure that there's no way you can get out of it. Plant a glove, this, that, and all the other. You know what they did? They did the opposite. They ended up making it so he couldn't be convicted because they fucked with evidence.
Yeah.
Even though he was guilty, they wanted to slam dunk it, and they went out of their way to fuck shit up, and it ended up costing them a conviction. Same thing. That's what I would say with Pelosi and O'Connor. If this came out, what you said, I'd be like, you know what? They had it already. They had it, and they went and fucked it up on their own by trying to put him, in a grave 8 feet instead of just leaving him in a 4-foot grave. Yeah. They put him in an 8-foot grave, and guess what? They found the shovels and the extra dirt in your fucking trunk. Yeah. Now that's motherfuckers back in office. Now it all depends. That changes a lot. If it really came, now I kind of do wonder, would the liberals be man enough to say, hey, we were proven wrong? Of course, they're going to put their spin on it.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this, though. What if it comes out next week that there is that famous video of Trump fucking being pissed on by 3 fucking Russian hookers? And there is video of him telling Putin, yes, whatever you need because you got this video of me. What if it just came out?
I'm going to say if that came out,
you don't think those hillbillies in Arkansas and fucking Strawberry, Arizona ain't going to fucking say, oh, that's the fucking media lying?
Yeah, they're going to say that, but if the video came out, now this is me being a reasonable independent voter. If the video came out and he's showing an allegiance to a foreign power and he's the president, he has to go night-night. I mean, It don't get any worse than that. It just doesn't get worse than that, and you can't tolerate anyone doing this again. If that was the case, now him getting pissed on by some Russian hookers, I mean, have a ball, go do your thing.
Hey,
but you giving out info.
I'm with you because I'm gonna tell you what. I was in the military when Bill Clinton was president. I'm gonna tell you what. Bill Clinton was the shit. Bill Clinton, the economy was good. We were getting raises. Life was good. And they came out with this shit where Bill Clinton was doing this in office, and I was like, no, he's not. No, he's not. And then when I was like, ooh, fuck, he is. I was like, you know what? I don't give a fuck. Honestly, I don't give a fuck, to be honest with you. I really don't. And, honestly, I don't give a fuck that Trump does what he does personally. It's not my business, whatever. I like to throw it out there, though, because let's be honest, the conservatives, they're the fucking religious right.
Yeah.
God runs, this country's built on God, morals, ethics. And now you ask all these motherfuckers that support him. I didn't vote for him to be a saint. I just voted on, so no.
Yeah. And that's why I don't conform to a party, bro. That's why I don't conform, because now I have to be what they want me to be. Like I'd rather just be myself. Like you said, your whole thing with Clinton there is kind of why I still ride for Trump. I really don't give a fuck about all that extra shit. As long as, like, we've gotten 2 raises in our profession since he's been president. He's made it a point that law and order is a thing. And if law and order is a thing, then that means we're in good standing. You know what I'm saying? He's done a lot for us in our economy to the point of where I can turn the blind eye to him, grabbing him by the pussy, for example.
Well, I'm gonna give you a couple of facts.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the last 8 years, no, I take that back. If you go back and look at the 8 1-year most deficit earned, in other words, you go back and look at the highest amount of deficit that we've accrued in any time in history. The top 8, Obama had 1 year. One of those years belongs to Obama. Right after after he got elected,
I would say
they had the whole.
I would say 2 to 3 years belong to Trump.
No, well, hold on for that. Anyways, you had some years here. You had one here. One. Obama had 1 year. It was right after he took office after the big bubble and all that. That's understandable. Well, Trump is number 3 on the list, right?
Yeah.
He has 1, right? It was number 3. But I'm gonna tell you something. It was just for the month of May of this past year, 2020.
Yeah.
Not a year. The month of May ranks the 3rd highest deficit gained by the U.S. It was 1 month, not a year, 1 fucking month.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you so. That's a fact. I'm gonna tell you something else. Trump. Everybody talks about he fucking lowered our taxes on. I'm gonna tell you something. You need to go look it up.
Mm-hmm.
That big tax bill he signed. He signed it.
Are you talking about that? You talking about that executive order?
Well, I don't know if it's executive order or not. I don't know, but I know one thing: it lowered the taxes for that year that he signed it.
Oh, I know.
But
yeah.
If you go in there and look at it, it lowers the taxes for certain people at a certain bracket and all that. Well, starting in 2000, but there's a clause in there. Starting 2021, taxes go up for the middle class and below.
Yeah.
Starting 2021.
Yeah.
For 7 years.
Yeah.
So taxes are going to go up coming this year, and there's not a whole lot. Well, I don't know if Joe Biden can do anything about it or not.
No,
but I'm just saying
there's nothing he can do about it. Yeah, I mean that's the game. That's the game. It's kind of like this whole unemployment shit. People are going to be paying that money back, all that money. That's politics right there. That's just politics for you. We're gonna throw you a bone, but you're gonna throw us a bigger bone.
Where do you think that money comes from? Where do you think that money comes from?
It's coming from us. We're gonna be paying it back.
Yeah, you goddamn right. Of course we are. And I'm gonna tell you what, we got my wife and I, we got what was it last? It was 2,400. It was 1,200 a piece last time, right? And as soon as we got it, it went straight in the savings. We haven't even touched it.
Yeah.
And then we got the 600. We already got the 600 a piece already.
Yeah.
They went straight to fucking savings.
That's how you got to do it.
Because I was thinking. I mean, we're gonna pay it back, of course, but it's not gonna be because they say, hey, write us a check. It's gonna be in taxes raised and all that.
Yep.
We realize this money is not for fucking free. This money's going to cost something, and what? We could argue about Republican and Democrat. Let's be honest. At the end of the day, we the people are the ones that get shit on.
Yeah.
Because Republicans and Democrats, when they pass these bills, they throw in all their pet projects in that bill, and I've read this before. The actual politicians, they don't read that fucking bill. That's what they had their staff for. Their staff goes through that bill.
Yeah, they're not reading. They're not reading 5,000 pages of that bill.
Of course, absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And the thing is, it's a known fact. Well, they probably won't admit it, that whole bill, any bill, a big bill, is never read fully because, and that's why they throw shit in there at the last minute. Just like there's a whole big discussion about who ruined the $2,000? Well, it's because every fucking side was throwing first of all, it was that 230 or whatever it is, but the Trump wanted
the liability for social media.
I don't like that. I don't like that fucking turtle O'Connell, Mitch.
Yeah,
but boy, he played that shit like what's that guy? Stiff? I don't watch what's his movie? Stiff? The Stiff? What's that guy?
Who?
What's that movie like the Star Wars movie? Stiff? The Stiff?
The Sith.
Stiff?
The Sith.
O'Connell played that shit just like my man. He fucking sucked everybody in his way. Because look, hey, guess what? They lost the house, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I'm out of here anyways. I mean, I'm not going to be the majority. I'm not going to be the main guy.
Uh-huh.
The Democrats got fuck you and everybody else. And he fucking laid that he cut off fucking Trump's arm with that bitch. I'm your fucking father, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guarantee he was holding that in for a while too. Just on some respect shit. Like, fuck this guy.
Hey, so let me ask you this. So please don't fucking tell me, Taj Raleigh, that you were gonna be you're waiting for fucking that cruise storm to come in 2024. Please don't tell me you're on the cruise train.
Are you talking about for Trump in 24?
No, Cruz, the one from Texas.
Teddy Cruz. No, not really. I'm not really down with the Ted Cruz train unless he comes up with a decent plan. I mean, after this year, it's open. It's in the open for me. Like, you know, I'm an independent voter. I might vote Democrat. It might just happen.
Look, I can't tell you what to do, but I'm just asking you. Go and research and look up John Kasich. Just read about him. Really learn about him. Go back and look at videos of his debates when he was running when Trump and like 16 other motherfuckers were running. And I'm gonna, I noticed Trump never fucked with John Kasich. Never fucking fuck with them. And I was always like, why he fucks with everybody? He does not fuck with John Kasich. And go back and look at John Kasich, what he did for the state of Ohio. He was the governor there, Republican. Go back and look at his record. They couldn't even during the debates. Trump. I think one time he tried some shit. One time it got shut down. That's who I would have voted for. That guy right there. When they balanced the budget with Bill Clinton, he was on the committee for that. He was one of those guys reaching across. Bill Clinton reached across the aisle. And he brought Republicans to work it out with the Democrats. He was the Armed Forces Committee for 18. He was a chairman of the. Well, not chairman. He was the Armed Forces Committee for 18. He's done it all. He's been a politician for a long time. But I'm gonna tell you what. Just his problem is he's not a pizzazz guy. He's not flashy. He's not like causing headlines. But if you go back and you really look at somebody that gets shit done, who works with both sides of the aisle, John, if that motherfucker runs, I'm already on his train. He's gonna have to do something to get me off his train. Just look him up, John Kasich. Do me a favor. He's got big ass hands.
I'll look him up. If this is the guy that endorsed Biden months ago, right? Early on.
I don't know about that. I just know he said he couldn't support Trump. I know that he said that. I just can't support Trump.
Yeah, I know who this guy is. I'll look him up and see what he's talking about. Yeah, the Republican. He was a Republican. He endorsed Biden. He was one of the first ones to endorse Biden. I'll look him up. I'll see what he's talking about. But I like Rand Paul, dude. I do. I like Rand Paul.
I don't mind Rand Paul either. I think he's all right too.
Yeah. I don't know if he'll ever get the gumption to really take it serious and running for president, but I do like Rand Paul. If anyone would have my vote today, it would be him.
He's all right. I don't have no problem with that. I know he's very, very knowledgeable. He knows what the fuck is going on. Hey, I'm gonna tell you what though too. I can't stand Lindsey Graham, but I'm gonna tell you what, that motherfucker held it down when it came down to the Capitol. When he was at the Capitol, he was fucking laying the law down.
Nuh-uh. Fuck Lindsey Graham. I'm a loyalty guy, dude.
Lady G, you don't have loyalty for Lady G? Lady G, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Who's that?
So it's it's one of those secrets where it's a known fact with the inner circle, but nobody else knows it. It's a secret fact. It's a well-known secret fact that obviously he's homosexual. Hey, each to their own. I ain't bashing on him. But his code name is Lady G. When he calls for the escort service, they're like, "Hey, I got Lady G. I got Lady G tonight."
Is that's his, you talking about Lindsey Graham?
That's his call sign, bro. That's his call sign. Yeah. And this is the thing. And the only reason I'm not trying to bash anybody. I don't give a fuck what anybody does. They fuck 12 motherfuckers. I don't care, whatever. But what I'm saying is, don't go on there and say I'm against gay rights and gay marriage and all this, and then you got fucking a 19-year-old escort up in your fucking hotel room.
No, dude. Fuck Lindsey Graham, man. You know what? The one thing that got me really off of Hillary, it wasn't the whole Benghazi thing like everyone else. It was her loyalty to Obama. You know what I mean? When she's sitting up there crying and essentially was passively aggressive, passing the blame to Obama, not taking any account for her actions. It really lost me right there with her. Same thing with Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham was getting destroyed when it came to donations and shit by that guy he was running against. They had that guy winning by like 10, 15 points on Lindsey Graham. He begged. He begged for Trump voters. Like right now, I read a poll. Trump still has 76% of all Republican voters believing that he won this election. That's a high amount for a whole fucking party.
Well, that's a bunch of fucking dummies, though, man.
76%, dude. I don't think they're all dummies. I think that they just love the energy, the change. You know, it wasn't the stale ass conservative wave that Trump brought.
That's fantastic. I mean, I was never really a big wrestling fan. Are you a wrestling fan?
A wrestling fan? Yeah, I like wrestling.
Okay, so I compare the two. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with loving the hype and, you know, The Rock, man. I love to watch that guy in interviews or whatever he does, and, you know, and blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, I'm not so caught up in it where I don't realize it's not reality. I was on social media last night. Some guys arguing with me about, I guess something happened where I saw this clip where Triple H slammed, who's that guy with the Olympic gold medalist?
Oh, Kurt Angle.
Wrestling.
Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
He was supposed to pick him up and slam him on a table, but he slipped, and then before he was ready, and he busted his head, and he knocked him out, knocked Kurt Angle out for real. And so somebody goes, "Oh, so wrestling's fake, huh?" And I was like, "Oh, well, yeah, it's fake. The injury, the concussion is real,
yeah,
because it went sideways, you know, but it was scripted and it went sideways. But the actual wrestling itself is fake. The injuries are fucking. That's why they're all on fucking pills and fucking this.
Are you making an analogy to one of the greatest presidents we've ever seen, to Kurt Angle and Triple H? What are you doing here? What are you doing here, Jason?
No, that's what I'm saying. That's like Trump. Just because you believe the hype and you love the energy and you love getting lost in that fantasy land, hey, don't go to work thinking that shit's real. Let me tell you something. These people that were like believing the hype that Trump won the election, they're fucking ridiculous.
Jason, black people believed that Obama was going to do something for them for 8 years, bro. 8 years.
Well, I'm going to tell you something.
He had me for 4 of them.
Well, let me tell you something. I think Obama he was only been a senator for like 2 years or some shit. He wasn't like a skilled politician. He was a smooth ass talker. He had that gift of the gab. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
And you know, for not really having any experience in that kind of, he did okay. And he had some rough start. He had a rough start, and all that. But of course, when the black community, you know, got their president, you damn right. That motherfucker could have. Now he could have shot somebody on Broadway.
He could have.
He
could have done no wrong. Still to this day, black people will not acknowledge he did less than damn near any president for black people since the Civil War.
No, come on. What did Ronald Reagan do for black people? Let me tell you something. Ronald Reagan, they pumped that guy up like he's a goddamn hero. Let me tell you something. His foreign policy was fucking strong, mafia fucking strong. That motherfucker couldn't be fucked with. But I'm gonna tell you, his home economics, he must have missed that class in high school, because he fucked shit up. That shit was no bueno. And I'm gonna tell you what, that's when New York City was fucking disgusting. So all the major cities were fucking disgusting. People were poor at home. Blah, blah. Ronald Reagan was off, but people put him on that pedestal because, you know, the wall came down under his watch.
And he survived an assassination. That to me, those were the only two things.
An assassination. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that bullet took him to greatness level. You know.
But as far as domestic, man, that dude was terrible. But if I say that, I get yelled down, I get shouted down.
Oh no, I agree with you. Oh no, I agree with you. I don't think Ronald Reagan was that great anyhow. I mean, yeah, he was worse to black people than Barack, but I want to know if you can tell me anything Barack did for black people besides give them hope.
Well, this is the thing. Barack didn't run. Now, listen to me now. Follow me here.
I'm listening.
Barack, he himself did not run as the great black hope. He ran as an educated man for president. The people put him on that pedestal as our great black hope.
I have to disagree. I have to disagree respectfully, bro. He did the same. Trump got that whole "Make America Great Again," that the whole concept, he got that from Obama with the whole change. Obama played it to a T to Black America, Latino America, Hispanic America. Obama knew exactly what we wanted to hear. We've been preaching change gonna come for the last 100 years. And then when he left and Trump came in with this whole "Make America Great Again," that was for those white people that felt like America has lost its way of white greatness. So Trump played to that base. They both knew what the fuck they were doing. It was the bases they were going for. Obama wanted to be the great Black hope. He walked it. He talked it. He'd give you a handshake as a Black guy with so much soul, but he'd give a white person the most political handshake ever, the most professional.
I'm saying what I'm saying is he didn't go on there on his speeches, while he was running for president. He didn't go on there and say, it's time that we got our piece of the pie. He never said that shit. He never came across that. That's why he won the election, because he didn't scare off the white people. He didn't scare off the middle-class white guy and the middle-class white wife, because he didn't say, it's time my brothers get that dap. It's time we get that fucking pie. He didn't say that shit.
I'll give him that.
He didn't say that. Now, granted, when he got in office, if you was Mexican and illegal, you was gone. He would deport your ass.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people don't understand either. He deported way more fucking people in 4 years than Trump did. I mean, the fucking cages were built under him and Biden's watch. Like, what the fuck?
Hey, so then why don't you love him then? Ain't that what you like Trump for? Because immigration, so therefore, why don't you love Obama?
No, that's not why. That's not why I like Trump. No, that's not why I like Trump. I'm a capitalist, bro. At the end of the day, I like money, and Trump has been feeding me money. Granted, a lot of this we're paying back, but I like money.
How does Trump ain't fed you some damn money, son?
We've gotten 2 raises under Ira Field under Trump. 2.
What raises? We got 1 raise.
We got. Well, I mean, I guess if you call the coronavirus raise, yeah, I mean, yeah, you're kind
of. That's let's be honest. If hey, that's where the money comes from the federal for sure. But you know what? Whether it was a Democrat running shit or Republican, they were going to have to give us. They were going to have to do something, obviously. But yeah, don't get me wrong. I ain't bitching about the 8%. That's damn sure. And that's federal money. That's not state money. That's federal money.
Exactly. I mean, he overall didn't impact my life negatively. When you're a young Black boy, and like I really voted for Obama the first time because I really believe that whole change shit. And then when I started seeing all kind of laws being enacted for we'll say other people, and I started seeing he really didn't give a fuck about Black people to that nature, I guess you could say. I lost a lot of respect for him, dude.
But he's supposed to be for everybody, not just for Black people, though.
I don't. Again,
I get it. It's supposed to be for everybody.
I get it, bro.
Hey, all lives matter, baby. All lives matter.
Does it? Does it though? Does it?
I think white people got upset with Obama because they were like, damn, this guy, I think they were talking. I think they think he was going to be a certain way, and I don't think he did a lot. Honestly, he didn't do as much as he could have. But let's be honest, he didn't control shit with Congress and stuff. He couldn't. They denied him with everything. They refused everything he did. He couldn't get shit done. And let's be honest, when he was coming out of office, and then Scaleri died, they said, "Oh, we got to replace this motherfucker." Republicans forced that just only because they could, and they said, "No, not going to hire a new Supreme Court justice until the new president." Meanwhile, if something happens to Trump, guess what they do? Oh, we got to get one in there right now.
Well,
and that's what happened.
Yeah, at that point in time,
because the Republicans controlled the House. They controlled everything. That's what it is. Come on.
At that point in time, Republicans are just doing a Republican a measure. They're just doing what Republicans do. And I guarantee if the Democrats would have ran the Senate at that time, Obama was trying to do that, that judge would be on the Supreme Court right now. I mean, that's just what they do.
Yeah, that's what I'm. But the thing is, though, Obama couldn't get a lot of shit done because he didn't control shit. Everything was getting killed in fucking Go ahead.
Obama had both the Senate and Congress at one point in time.
Go ahead.
I believe Obama had the Senate and Congress for 2 years of his 8 years, I believe. I don't know exactly if it was the first or the last, but he did have both at one point in time.
I'll look that up. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, I'm actually doing it right now. Yeah, I do believe you had both.
What years?
I'm about to figure it out right now. Yeah, where is it at? Okay, so when they took office in 2008, it looks like Democrats had the Senate and they had the House in 2008.
Okay, and that was coming off that fucking the biggest recession since the fucking Great Depression.
Yeah, I believe he had them for 2 years.
Yeah, so we were going through a lot of shit then, for a few years actually. A lot of shit didn't get done. I was the first one to tell. I told my wife after the first 4 years when he was going for re-election, I said, "Look, let me see what these motherfuckers are talking about, blah blah blah." But I said, I'll be honest with you. This motherfucking Obama didn't do a whole hell of a lot in the first fucking 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
He really fucking didn't, And so, but I like and I'm gonna tell you something. I would have voted for McCain, but he had that crazy bitch with him, and I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, he did.
He didn't even pick her. His people picked her. He said later that was a mistake.
That was a
terrible mistake.
Because I think he actually could have beat Barack. Yeah, that was a horrible mistake. What she said, I could see Russia from my backyard.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been a lot closer for sure.
Oh,
but I'm gonna tell you what. I don't know how you feel. I know Trump. I can't stand McCain. But I'm gonna tell you what. I'll never forget that town hall meeting that he was having, and this lady grabbed a microphone and says, "I don't trust Obama. I don't trust. He's not even an American." And he said, "No, ma'am, no, ma'am." And he took the microphone from her. He said, "Ma'am, I know Barack Obama. He's a good American. He's a good Christian. He's a good man." He refused to let somebody say that about Obama. And I said, you know what? That motherfucking McCain, now that's a good fucking man right there.
Yeah, he was very respectful, and he was a good man. Him and Trump just didn't see eye to eye. They just didn't see eye to eye for some fucking reason. And I really attribute that, honestly, to Trump being president. I think McCain was also jealous. I don't want to talk ill on the dead, but I mean,
they didn't like McCain didn't like him before. McCain didn't like him beforehand. He didn't like him beforehand.
True. That is true. Maybe McCain seen the writing on the wall. Maybe he said this motherfucker is too liberal to be a Republican.
Maybe, I think McCain was good, but McCain was kind of mainstream. He worked well with the Democrats, and I thought McCain was a good guy, man.
Yeah, I don't have anything bad about McCain. Yeah, even though I'm a Trump supporter, I'm not gonna trash McCain. I understand why Trump talks about McCain the way he did. McCain talked shit on him. I mean, he didn't like him.
That's what I'm saying. Trump started hating McCain because McCain wouldn't support him, and McCain was like, "Nah, I don't like this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Talk shit about him. I don't know.
I honestly, I'm going to end on this note. I honestly feel like Trump's out of here. He's out of office, but his followers will be there in 4 fucking years. They will be there, begging him.
Yeah, well, he's gonna be damn near 80, and I'm gonna tell you what, that motherfucker. I don't care what you say, Riley. You need to look. That's not a conspiracy theory. That motherfucker where it depends. That motherfucker's got some issues, health issues. That motherfucker, he is gonna be damn near 80 when it comes 4 years, and he's gonna be. That dude would never see. He will never be dude. He is never gonna be president.
No,
again,
he's not gonna run again. But my point is he's gonna make it very difficult for every fuck nut that went against him. Yes, he is. He's gonna go out with a bang. All right, Jordan. Thank you for calling in, bud. I really appreciate it.
All right, have a great night. Appreciate it.
You too. Peace out.
Later.
All right, everyone. That was a good show. I hope you guys have been educated. Oh, my bad. I hope you guys have been educated and entertained. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Jason, for calling in. It was a great show. We talked about a lot of things, a lot of important things. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, share, follow, do all that fly jiggy shit, and I'll catch you guys. I don't know when. I'll just catch you later. All right. Peace out.